हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू एजुकेशन एटर्निटी। तो आज के चैप्टर होने वाला है हमारा वेदर, क्लाइमेट और एडेप्टेशन। तो जो तीनों ही चीज़ें मैंने अभी आपको बताई, चाहे वो वेदर हो, चाहे वो क्लाइमेट हो, चाहे वो एडेप्टेशन हो, ये सब जो लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं उनसे इंटर रिलेटेड हैं। क्योंकि अब मान लीजिए गर्मी का मौसम है, समर का महीना है, तो हम लोग को बहुत स्वेटिंग होगी। वहीं अगर ठंडी का मौसम है, बहुत ज़्यादा ठंड है, तो हमको उतनी स्वेटिंग नहीं होती है। तो वेदर बहुत एक इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है हमारी डेली एक्टिविटीज़ को डिटरमाइन करने के लिए। अब वेदर होता क्या है? द वेदर कंडीशन ऑफ अ रीजन इज डिटरमिन्ड बाय द फैक्टर्स सच एज टेम्परेचर, विंड, क्लाउड्स, प्रेसिपिटेशन। बेसिकली प्रेसिपिटेशन में आपका रेन और स्नो दोनों आता है जो कि ऑब्जर्व हो रहा है वहाँ। So weather is the combination of events that happen each day in our atmosphere. These includes temperature, rainfall and humidity. Weather is not the same everywhere. Perhaps it is hot, dry and sunny where you live today, but in the other parts it could be cloudy, rainy or even snowy. So everyday weather changes as recorded and predicted by meteorologists worldwide. So what are the instruments? There are different types of instruments that aid in recording and predicting the weather conditions of a place. Some of the instruments are, for example, we record with the help of an instrument, we can record the temperature, the rainfall and the humidity. A minimum and maximum thermometer is a thermometer which basically tells us about the minimum and maximum temperature given at a time period. This thermometer is basically U-shaped and one half is filled with alcohol while the other is filled with alcohol vapor, or it contains basically vacuum. Rainfall is measured with the help of an instrument which is called the rain gauge. Basically, rain gauge is a measuring cylinder with a funnel on top which is used to collect the rainwater. A rain gauge, also known as a ombrometer, is used by the meteorologist and hydrologist to gather and measure the amount of liquid precipitation over a set period of time. Now, the types of rain, basically it contains different graduated cylinders, different types of gauge, different types of weighing gauges, tipping buckets and simple buried pit for collectors. Now humidity. Humidity is the measure of moisture in the air. A hygrometer is an instrument which is used to measure the moisture content in the atmosphere. Humidity measurement instrument usually rely on the measurement of some quantities such as temperature, pressure, mass or mechanical or electrical change in a substance as moisture is absorbed. Climate is the average weather pattern in a place over many years. For example, the climate of Antarctica is quite different than the climate of a tropical island. Hot summer days are quite typical of climates in regions of the world even without the effect of global warming. Now, factors affecting climate. There are several factors that affect climate. These include the latitude, land or the sea distribution, the solar radiations, humidity, air pressure, air temperature, clouds, precipitation and winds. The climate of a given region changes over a long period of time. Now, climate of Earth as a whole. Life exists on Earth due to its adequate distance from the sun. The Earth is neither too hot nor too cold for us to survive. The climate of Earth depends upon the following factors. First, distance from the sun. All changes in the weather are caused by the sun. The sun is a huge sphere of hot gases at a very high temperature. It is very far from us, approximately 150 million kilometers. The energy supplied by the sun is the source of all heat and light on the earth. So the sun is the primary source of energy that causes changes in the weather. Energy absorbed and reflected by the earth's surface, ocean and atmosphere plays an important role in determining the weather at any place. For this reason, there are places with very different weathers such as coastal areas, deserts and mountains. Now, Earth's tilt. The Earth takes 1 year or 365.242 days to orbit the sun. At the same time, it spins on its axis joining the north and the south poles. As it spins, the earth is tilted on its axis at an angle of 23.5 degree. It produces the seasons. Now what are seasons? Seasons are regular weather pattern in different places on earth caused by planets' revolution and rotation. At any time, one hemisphere, that is half of earth, above or below the equator, lean towards the sun, exposing it to more of the sunlight and heat, bringing warm summer days. The other half tilts away and has winter. Now, change of season. A season is a subdivision of the year marked by the changes in weather, ecologically, and hours of daylight. Seasons result from the early revolution of the earth around the sun and tilt of earth's axis. In temperate and polar region, the seasons are marked by the changes in the intensity of sunlight that reaches the earth's surface. This may cause animals to go into hibernation or to migrate and plants to be dormant. Now, climate of a place. Apart from global factors, the climate of a place also depends upon local conditions. First, distance from the equator. Most regions on the surface of Earth experience seasonal change throughout the year. However, the seasons are least noticeable in tropical region near the equator, as it is an imaginary line around the Earth's middle, because the equator does not tilt away from the sun for most part of the year. Now, height above the sea level. Height above the sea level affects the temperature, amount of oxygen in air and the humidity. The third point is distance from sea. Large bodies of water change temperatures much less rapidly than the atmosphere does. This means that the land next to the bodies of water will experience less dramatic temperature extremes relative to areas farther inland. So air above sea will be humid, and this air will flow towards the land with humid air above it. The land loses heat slowly and therefore remains hotter. Now, adaptation of animals to different climates. So, animals and plants are adapted to the conditions of the habitat in which they live. Animals live everywhere on earth. Some places on earth are very hot and some are very cold. Some places on earth have lot of water and plants, and other places have little water and few plants. To survive in their habitats, animals develop physical features to help them obtain food, keep them safe, build homes, withstand weather, and attract mates. These features are called the physical adaptations. Thus, adaptations make it possible for the animal to live in a particular place and in a particular way. Each adaptation has been produced by evolution. This means that the adaptation have developed over many generations. Now, what is adaptation? An adaptation is a way an animal's body helps it survive or live in its environment. Different animals have learned different adaptive mechanisms to survive in the extreme habitat conditions. An adaptation can be a short-term response or a long-term response to an environmental condition or change in condition. An example of short-term response is the ability of mammals to adjust their metabolism to maintain a constant body temperature, whereas the special process of photosynthesis in many desert plants is an example of a long-term response. Now, animals can live in many different places in the world because they have special adaptations to the areas they live in. Some basic adaptations are the number of fingers, the color of the fur, the thickness or thinness of their fur, the shape of the nose or ears, and the shape of a bird's beak. Now let's talk about some adaptations. First is migration. The process of changing habitats due to extreme climatic conditions is known as migration. Some migratory birds travel as much as 15,000 kilometers to escape the extreme climatic conditions at home. Generally, they fly high where the wind flow is helpful and the cold condition allow them to disperse the heat generated by their flight muscles. But how these birds travel to the same place year after year is still a mystery. It seems that these birds have a built-in sense of direction and know in which direction to travel. Some birds probably use landmarks to guide them. Many birds may be guided by the sun during the day and the stars at the night. There is some evidence that birds may use the magnetic field of Earth to find direction. Apart from birds, various mammals such as fish, insects also known to migrate seasonally. Some migrate to reproduce while others migrate to avoid extreme weather conditions. For example, animals living in Antarctica migrate before extreme winter sets in. The second is mimicry adaptation. Mimicry is adapting to look like something else. An example would be hawkmoth, as it looks just like a deaf leaf, tattered and veined. Third is camouflage. The process of hiding in order to save themselves from the predators is known as camouflage. The fur on many animals turns white during the winter. This allows them to blend in with the snowy background. This process also allows predators to blend in the background when hunting for their prey. For example, lions in African jungles blend in the bushes so that the grazing animals do not spot them easily. Now, hot and dry climate. So most desert animals are only active during the coolest part of the day, that is dawn and dusk, or at night. This way they avoid the high temperature and are able to forage efficiently. Now, burrowing is another strategy desert animal use to avoid the extreme heat. There are some long-legged lizards that remain active all day. They have ability to run very fast over sand and some from hot areas to the cooler areas. In addition to avoiding heat, desert animals are able to lose heat. सबसे पहले कैमल्स के बारे में बात करते हैं हम लोग. So camels are herbivorous. They eat the desert vegetation such as grass, herb and leaves. Many adaptations allow camels to live successfully in desert conditions. Deserts are hot and dry. Wind blow sand all around, so camel has long eyelashes. Long eyelashes keep sand out of the camel's eyes. This thick eyebrow shield the eyes from the desert sun. A camel's nostril can open and close so it does not get sand up in its nose. A camel can go week off without water and they can live for several months without food. It stores fat in its hump. When needed, this fat can be metabolized for energy. Among mammals, camel has a special ability of changing its body temperature many times a day as per the environmental temperature. Due to this ability, camels do not walk on sand more easily. They do not get sweat and hence they conserve water so they can walk on the sand more easily. Their huge feet help them to walk on sand without sinking into it. Thick lips help them in eating the prickly desert plants without feeling pain. The color of their bodies help them to blend into their surroundings. Now the second is the desert snake. Now snakes are able to survive in desert because of some special adaptations. They have special scales which do not allow loss of much water. They can hibernate to reduce their body temperature. These snakes are able to retain water by excreting uric acid as opposed to urea. Uric acid is an insoluble white compound that contains very little water. The third one is kangaroo rats. These desert rodents plug the opening of their burrow. This helps them to recycle to moisture from their breath. Additionally, many of these rodents have developed highly specialized methods of keeping water in their bodies. Their kidneys have extra tubules that remove water from their urine and put it back into the blood. Their nasal passage do not allow water vapor to escape when they exhale. Now the last is a fennec fox. A fennec fox seems to be only carnivore living in the Sahara desert that is able to survive without free water. Their large ears, which are usually 6 inches long, help dissipate excess body heat in hot days in the desert. Their kidneys adapt to resist water loss. Their extensive Burrowing may cause the formation of dew, which then can be consumed and they receive moisture from the food they eat. Their burrowing and nocturnal lifestyle helps them to resist the water loss. Hot, tropical and temperate climates. The tropical rainforest is densely populated with trees. Many of the animals of the forest have adapted to the living most of their lives in trees. These trees dwellers have highly evolved limbs, feet, strong tails, long and large beaks, bright colors, sharp pattern, loud voice, sensitive hearing and sharp eyesight. Now the first example is a chimpanzee. Chimps are the tree dwellers but spend much of their time foraging for food on the ground. This eliminates the competition with monkeys and the forage in their trees. They mainly eat fruit but will eat a variety of things including nuts, birds, blossoms, honey, bark and occasionally small animals. In temperate deciduous forest, most of the animals have the ability to blend in with the forest due to their coloring. During the winter season, especially in the northern region, it is difficult to find food, hence some animals go into a minimal form of hibernation. In extreme cold conditions, many of the animals have compact and shortened external organs. The adaptation that allows the animals to conserve the heat and minimize the heat loss. Some animals have a layer of fat or a blubber to insulate their bodies and to keep them warm. So some examples of animals which live in extremely cold climates are: first is the polar bear. The polar bear, they are well adapted to extremely cold climate. They are not white but their fur is translucent and appears white. Their black skin helps absorb the solar radiation and keep the bear warm. They shake like a dog after they swim and they guard hair with the help of shed water so that the bear does not get chilled after a swim. There is also a dense layer of underfur that keeps the polar bear warm. They have a thick layer of fat under the skin that further insulates them. Their feet have bumps and cavities that keep the bear from slipping on the ice. One of the most amazing adaptations of a polar bear is the ability to slow down their metabolism when food becomes scarce. Another example is penguin. So penguins are flightless birds but are excellent swimmers. They live on pack ice and in the oceans around the Antarctica. They breed on the land or ice surface along the coast and on islands. They have webbed feet or powerful swimming. Their bodies are streamlined and reduced to drag in water. Their wings shaped like flipper also help them fly underwater at a speed of 15 mph, that is meter per hour. They have to keep high body temperature to remain active. They have thick skin and lots of fat under their skin to keep them warm in the cold weather. They also huddle together with their friends to keep warm. The last final example is the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox lives in some of the most frigid extreme temperatures on the planet. Among its adaptation for cold survival is its deep, thick fur and a good supply of body fat. The fox has compact body which is round with short muzzle, neck and ears. Since less of its surface is exposed to the Arctic cold, the less heat escapes the body. Its furry paws allow it to walk on the ice in search of food.